What's up, my beautiful bandits? We have made it to Monday Night Crypto, and it's the month of April, and April is for adding. All right, look, not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I am adding to my beautiful bags, to my HODL bags. Everything looks like it's at a nice little discount here, and I'm excited. Okay, SHIB's starting to move up a little bit. Bone is just sitting there, just so juicy. I'm so excited about Bone right now because I know what's happening, and all these businesses are coming in here. And if you have not paused a minute and really took a step and looked back at where we were a year and a half ago to where we are right now, it's just absolutely amazing the work that's been done in the last few months. And tonight I have a special guest. SHIBAZAM is in the back, and he's going to go on in here, and we're going to talk about everything. We're going to lift you up where you need to be. No FUD. Let's talk all positivity and get on the right track. What's up, SHIBAZAM?
You bring all this positivism into anything you talk about. So I'm hoping that I could deliver just as much. So I'm glad. I'm so happy to be here with you guys and to share a few things and some ideas and some let's just say some great things that are coming. So.
Well, I'll tell you, the reason why I'm positive, SHIBAZAM, is I'm one leg down, baby, but I'm hopping on the good foot. I know that time is very short if you really look at it, and we have to act now. And that's what we're doing. We're tying in these businesses to Shibarium, and we, work hard at this every day so we get to see what's going on. So we got to share the love so people understand the power of business on the Shibarium network. What do you got for us today?
So if you guys haven't noticed, the last 2 months or so, the Shiba team has been very, very active. When I say active, you must have seen the SXSW show, which we got a lot of praise from a lot of companies. Not to mention the fact that Forbes did a nice little article there for Marcy and the metaverse and the Shiba community. So on top of the fact of that, obviously we went to the NFT LA. Marcy was the guest speaker there. But boy, I have to say something. I mean, Marcy is so loved by the community, but not just the SHIB community. It was Hollywood was all over her. I mean, we were discussing a few things, and I think there was like 4 or 5 people that interrupted just because they wanted to get a word in with her. So I couldn't be any happier, to be working or even having a conversation with such a leadership like that of Marcy and her team.
And let's repeat that again. Listen, everyone. Forbes magazine did an article on Marcy Jastrow and the SHIB metaverse team. That's outstanding. If you haven't seen it yet, please go back and check out some of my videos. She was live at South by Southwest and going through and showing everybody how the metaverse is going to look. And this is just a little bit of it. But she has the world lit on the metaverse. So we're excited about that. How was your time? Let's go a little more into detail with that. How was your time getting to spend with Marcy out there in California in the second show, and how did that all go down?
Well, first of all, that's actually our first show that we've ever attended, and I was just surprised because it was like the most important people that you could think about blockchain was there. And some people that some of us don't really like, one of them being well, the last name is Boy. You guys could figure out the first part, and but not just that. What actually excited me so much is that a lot of these community members and even other businesses, when they would see our Shiba logo or our hoodie or our shirt, they would be like, "Oh shoot, that's Shiba Inu." So just to get that out there was just so cool. I mean, I had never experienced that. So for me, in that aspect, and for SHIB Rider, it was just so crazy. But to be able to even talk to Marcy, it was complicated because there's like I said, so many people in the industry that are talking about the metaverse. How beautiful it is. How large it is. All the fundamentals that are coming with that, and all the business opportunities that could come from that as well. And so they're all trying to get that, the little edge from her, a little sneak peek. But, obviously Marcy, when she's working, that's all 150% work. And when she wants to talk to the community members, she also dedicates that time. And so we had a really, really good conversation. The types of businesses that she works with and deals with, we're not talking small businesses. We're talking Fortune 500 companies. And so, for to have her, work along some of these companies is so fundamental, because it puts more eyes, on Shiba Inu and its ecosystem. But not just that. It also allows for businesses, opportunities to come into play, because now they're like, this is such a realistic metaverse. The opportunities are endless, from the medical field, from entertainment, you name it, it could all be done. And so the other aspect that's really cool is that Marcy is really nurturing, and almost like almost baby in companies into the adoption of it. So for example, say there's a certain technology that's not, it's not available. Well, she's the type that will figure out, an avenue for it to become available. So for example, like interoperability aspects like that have been, asked a lot. So these are fundamental, because imagine if you're able to host, say, a concert in SHIB the metaverse, but at the same time stream it in Decentraland in the sandbox, then celebrities and artists are going to want to do, such an event here, because they get more tickets out. And so that's more money. And that also, brings a lot more awareness to our ecosystem. So really, really cool stuff.
It's a beautiful thing. And SHIBAZAM, I know that your foot has been on the gas pedal, running around to Fortune 500 businesses, okay? You're going out there, you are getting these businesses involved. Tell us a little bit about that. And, I'm all about money, capitalism. I believe in freedom to work and earn what you can earn. And I'm all about Shiba Inu. But tell the public that's going to watch this, the thousands that will be watching it, how have you been able to tie in these bigger businesses?
So, for those that don't know, I'm 41 years old, and I started working really, really young. And being the fact that I wasn't privy to, money or anything like that, and that it was just my father, myself, and my sister, I had to learn to grow up real quick. So I started working real young. But within that, I started to learn other aspects, other businesses, and one of them was metallurgy. So a lot of people would be like, what does that tie in with blockchain or what you do right now? Well, with that, what it allowed me to learn is actually, for example, Sector 9. We used to do skateboard trucks for them. I would never have thought that I'd be doing skateboard trucks. But from there, that ability allowed me to learn, and meet companies from Billabong, from O'Reilly, from Reef. And then from there, I went to the Vans Warped Tour. And so that allowed me to also meet other companies, other celebrities, and people like that. And so all I'm doing right now is basically tying in some of those old favorites, or some of the old people that I used to work with, and just letting them know what we're building, and specifically their opportunities if they partake in this in this metaverse of ours. So cool
and
stuff.
Look, SHIBAZAM's one person, the One Leg Bandits one person. Everybody that's going to watch this, okay, do your part. Now I've got over 800 people set up with their individual wallets. Now, thank goodness they're coming out with wallets. It's going to make it easier for that, so I don't have to spend all my time doing that. But I'm also bringing businesses into the SHIBAZAM network. This thing is going to be beautiful. People do not understand the power. SHIBAZAM, how many businesses has already applied to be on the SHIBAZAM network?
Over 7,000. There's so many businesses that at this point, that number's already different, but on a daily basis they keep on coming. And by the way, these are just the businesses that know how to even go into the intake, because we a lot of the SHIB community members, including myself, we get so many direct messages, and so we need to then steer them that way. And right now at this point, it's probably upwards in like the somewhere close to the 10,000 or more. But to be honest, that number changes every minute.
And let's think about this. Now, it's going to take time to onboard them, right? SHIBAZAM, it'll take a little time to build this up. But once this machine is running, 10,000 businesses doing thousands of transactions, and we're going to burn 70% or something of the transaction fee. And yes, it's minute, but it stacks up. And then the SHIB is going to get burnt down. I know that that's going to happen. And I know that the scarcity of bone is going to be a sought after commodity. That's for sure.
Well, if you compare, and I know right now it's its infancy, we're in our beta, but look at what Polygon is doing, and how long it took them to where they're at right now. But even if we got to that level, which in my opinion, we're going to exceed that for many reasons. First of all, because Polygon is let's just think of it as they're going for a different, market, and it's kind of known for that already. Shiba Inu has to establish its own market. And so what I mean by that is the following: the opportunities, whether big or small, everyone's going to want to take a chance there. Why? Because we have now Shibarium that's going to be able to transact, with super, super cheap prices and super fast. And so it may become one of those hubs for, initial launch tokens. And so even whether they be good or bad, because just like in any network, you're going to have both. Just remember that whether good or bad, it's still going to burn Shiba Inu. But I must recommend that you do your own research on everything you do. So that is a must.
Yeah, everybody, we're not financial advisors. We're here because we love the project. We've been here for a long time. We're hustling. We're going to see this through. Like, I'm going to the finish. No matter what happens, I'm in it to the end. So we're going to ride this mother out. Now, look, when you're talking about this many businesses, everyone, if you can think about this, okay, just think about, all right, let's just use Shiba Wings over there in Australia. They've got many Shiba Wings coming, lots of people knocking on the doors for franchises, and think about how many people buy wings every single night. All right, all those are transactions, and not all of them will be, on the Shibarium network, but a lot of them will be, and all the eyes that they're bringing to the network. If you can just open your eyes a little bit and look a little bit forward to what's going to happen. And Marcy, she's rubbing elbows with the big dogs, okay? Movie producers, Forbes. She is out there. She's going to bring massive business to the metaverse, okay? And she's already said, SHIBAZAM, if I'm correct, all the transactions through the metaverse is on Shibarium, correct?
Absolutely.
So that's why we're out here and we're letting people feel the love, because sometimes people go down crazy paths. They start getting too narrow-minded. You got to open your mind and you got to look back, right? SHIBAZAM, tell everybody what's happened in the last few months. Let's put it in reverse a little bit and think about where we've came, and just since January the 1st.
The one thing I will say, so the last few months have been, for the lack of a better word, Netflix. That comes to mind. But out of the chaos did come a lot of structure. And a lot of people will be like, what are you talking about? We don't see it. Well, it's precisely what you don't see that is going to make a difference. So, that might be a little too cryptic. So let me explain it a little bit further. Sometimes when you're developing something and you have a great idea, it takes literally just a fraction of a sentence, and all of a sudden it gets deciphered and someone else is already doing it. And so we've had already so many of these ideas exploited. And unfortunately, because we don't want to go through all that, we kind of have to wait until it's completed. But I will say this, that for at least one aspect, I know for a fact it's completed. And this one project and this Shaitoshi has been, oh my God, working his tail off on this. This aspect just itself could tie in the ecosystem very, very well. But not just that, it could bring in so many other businesses from other ecosystems, because there's already an established clientele, with, companies that such as like Ape or Animoca and, Golems and some other companies like that. And so, there's always that opportunity, to be able to capture more, not just from within, but let's also go outside. Because remember, we're not just going to be catering just to ourselves. Otherwise, it's just, a community shopping center that's just owned by us. We want to be able to, grow globally, and be able to bring anyone who has an idea, anyone who has to build a business, be inclusive. But, remember, as we are the SHIB community, let's represent, the SHIB community as to who we are. Let's help out as well, because some of these some of these businesses may not know where to go. Where's the intake form? What's the website? Anyways, but they may have a business platform already developed, and they're just looking for that network and that ecosystem. So let's, if we're all able to help, other businesses to come in, and even if you're just able to speak to one business and just explain to them, hey, what Shibarium is, what it can do for you, hey, the word will go out there and it compounds. So
the power of one. Listen, everybody watching this, Go to your brother, your cousin, your grandmother, who cares? Add one person, help them get their wallet set up and help them get in the SHIB. April is a month of adding. I want everyone to add a friend, add some SHIB, add some bone, add a community member. That's really what we need to do, and add businesses. So look, the reason why I changed my background over here, this is Jetstar, okay? Jetstar is signed a deal with Shibarium. They're bringing over 1 million gamers into the Shibarium network. You may not have heard of that. That's 1 million people right there over my shoulder that's going to come in and do things on the Shibarium network, and they're tied in. The partnerships out there, you can look it up. This is just examples of getting people together and working hard. Josh G at Jetstar has been building something beautiful. He moved over to the Polygon network, but he's still signed on with the Shibarium network. There's many things coming with these cross chains and ways to transact with Shibarium.
Absolutely. And you said something very key, cross chain. So remember, and this is, and it goes back to my background and, and my businesses, but we don't want to stay selling in just one corner. You grow by actually having multiple corners to sell your product. And so if we could pass that message along about, how if we could become interoperable, if we're all, if we could all be inclusive, then that would just, bring so many eyes, and it would make blockchain succeed, because the fundamental aspect about all this is that we want something that we could use, transact, that we control, and that is beneficial to everyone. So fundamentally, we also need to support blockchain. And so, us, saying negative things about, this or that, and it's in regards to blockchain, we're not going to be doing ourselves a favor. We're just actually going to be shooting ourselves in the foot. Instead, let's educate, and bring in a positive message. Maybe the person is not understanding something, and it's just best to always, educate. I feel like, you can't receive a negative comment, from an educated response. So that's one message I would like to convey out there.
You just did, man, and thank you. I'm telling you, Shiba Inu is love, all right? And I just want to say something, okay? We need to bring this up. I believe the U.S. politicians need to stop bashing crypto. They need to embrace crypto. If you're a politician out there and you're trying to get reelected, you need to use crypto and blockchain to make a solution, not act like it's the problem. As you can see, the rest of the world is grabbing on here. There's a reason for it. It's because of the opportunity and the black and white. Stop stuffing your pockets and care really about the people. If you do care about the people, you can solve the problem. Do you feel the same way there, SHIBAZAM?
Absolutely. And look, he's also been in the system. I have been as well, both military, ex-military, and we also did contracting. Some of us are still doing contracting. So we get to see and hear a lot of the things that go in the background. And unfortunately, everyone has an agenda. But one thing that we can all do is, let's call it representatives. They're there because we elected them. So let's voice our opinion. Let's tell them how much we support crypto. If we all get together and we start, voting, maybe, people that are in support of crypto, then we could be that change. So that's, something that I'm not, as a suggestion, that's my opinion. But if it's something that you're passionate about, maybe, that message can start, with you.
And this time in history, SHIBAZAM, be it both me and military veterans, we have to take leadership roles. There's not enough leaders out there. You have to be a leader. If you say you're going to be a leader, you got to be a leader. You cannot be afraid to at least speak and let your mind be heard, and help people know the way to at least let their feelings be heard. You have to speak out. If you don't speak out, nothing's ever going to change. And then this whole thing starts rolling fast, and before you know it, you look around and you don't even know where you are anymore. All right. So we've got to have some love there, and some support, and some leadership capabilities, and rock this thing. Okay. We got to do that.
Hey, look, and anyone can do this. First of all, I'm autistic. It took me years of therapy. And even to some extent, I'm still uncomfortable when I speak in public. In the military, it's very hard for me because, if you not notice, I speak with my hands a lot. And if you could, and he would tell you what that would have done to me in there. But what I'm trying to say is that anyone can do this, and everyone has a particular skill set. And if it's something that drives you, or you have some vested, interest in it, why not better than to help propel, your own cause, your own agenda, or a general consensus as an ecosystem, such as Shiba Inu. So
Absolutely. And let's give some love to Satoshi here. I heard about it on the space. People don't understand the amount of work and the amount of pressure that this man has on him. I even, I sent a message out, hey, let's do something to spur the people. But you know what? It's on us to spur the people. I'm sorry for even sending that message. We're going to spur the people. You keep doing what you're doing, because there's only certain people that can lead and can build like him, and he's putting the right people together. He puts the right people together. Correct, SHIBAZAM?
well, see, this is the thing. Satoshi doesn't pick his people. It's almost like, how do I say this? The people that support Shiba Inu, they rise to the occasion. He never tells anyone what to do. So a lot of people may not understand, the way that he works. He's a great mentor. He has a vision, and so he never says no to any ideas. For any anyone that does send a message. And mind you, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of messages. So he tries his best. But for those that that do get lucky, I guess, and get that message back, there's, oh my God, there's so much that he does in the background that it's almost crazy for people to understand or think, like, how is he going to come out, and show his face, or, go work here directly and tell everyone about it? I mean, that'd be impossible. And so the community is who rises, and they start supporting one angle here, another angle there. And what, they end up doing is then they kind of come together and conform something, they brainstorm, and then we go on to a different function. But it truly is a community effort.
Well, SHIBAZAM, let's switch over here. Let's talk a little bit about these burns, man. The Kaio token. They're doing it right, and the space had was talking a little bit about it. Can you tell everyone a little bit about that Shibarium project?
So I'm lucky that I was able to, talk to so many of the members of the, founding members there. And most of them, I know because they're OG from the Shiba community. And so when I started seeing some familiar faces, that's why you see a big old smile, is because I was like, oh, shoot, Tessa, Ivan, Picasso, a really close friend of mine, and obviously Ragnar, Xanders, Lucy being in there. I mean, it was like, oh, shoot, it almost felt like being a part of a club, but not just because of that I, enjoyed or liked, just joining or partaking in conversations. It was their mission statement and how positive their message is. I mean, I went in there and I don't think I saw a single bot, I think, or not a single negative message. And it was all about, even though it's their token, their focus has been SHIB, SHIB, SHIB. And so that struck to me. I was like, wait a minute, this I've not seen, And so I started paying a little bit more attention. In fact, I started, listening in more into the AMAs and just what they had to say and do. And I was just impressed, and I'm still impressed, and they're still going, and they have, obviously, my support, not financial advice, but my support in their mannerism, their charisma, their friendliness, and just the way that they just want to be a part of the ecosystem. They're not trying to be better. They're not trying to be better than anyone. They are trying to be their own unique identity, but also support the foundation. Without a foundation, there's nothing else that's going to work. So
that is great. And everyone that's watching this, the token has burnt over 6 billion Shiba Inu since they've done this, started. 6 billion. Look, I did the Millie Shib burn challenge, and we're burning 1 million at a time, and we got somewhere. I mean, we did good, but 6 billion tokens from one project that's just getting started. Can you imagine when they really kick in? I mean, this is things that we have to bring to light, the positivity that we need to lift up. If you go and you look at the different social medias, a bunch of tokens are butting heads, and we're not even going to talk about that. But you can't let that interfere with what we're doing at Shiba Inu and Leash and Bone and Shibarium and the whole network and the metaverse. You can't let that get involved here. So, just lift everybody up. SHIBAZAM, go ahead and give us the last thoughts for tonight, baby. What you got?
You know, I think because the community loves burns, I'll end it with, you know, with the burns. So just imagine this is one token that is doing this without Shibarium yet running. So once Shibarium's running, and we have already Koyo doing this, and they don't care about copycats, but there will be copycats. So imagine that's all going to compound. Plus, all these transactions and volume that the Shibarium network is going to bring. Because look, it's in beta, and look at all the entries that we have. Polygon, when they started, did not have this many. So this ecosystem, albeit it's going to be in its infancy and it's going to attract a lot of new tokens. With that being said, that means a lot more volume. And so let's support, you know, good projects, you know, and if there's any way that if they need help, you know, maybe they could ask the community, hey, what is something that the community might like, that SHIB, you know, finds, you know, dear to them, you know, put your ideas out there and go to these AMAs, let them know, hey, we would like to see more burns for leash. How about that? How about a pairing, you know, of leash with your own token? Remember, leash has only a very limited supply. If they truly wanted to use something that is tied into a store of value, it could be something like that. So, I mean, these are just ideas, and there's a lot of us that could support, that could help, you know, with some, you know, ideas in terms of, you know, what community members would like to see, basically. So that's
outstanding. Look, me, the one-leg bandit, SHIBAZAM, we are here for you. We love you. We will not stop. We're going all the way to the end. If anybody gets to FU level rich off of this, we're going to get there, because we're going to ride this sucker out, and we're going to support, and we're going to lift up. And just please reach out to us if you need our help. That's what we're here for. SHIBAZAM.
One last thing. So Marcy will be at an event in Vegas, I believe, at the first week of May. I'll get more details, but I will, SHIB Rider myself will be attending there. So if there's, you know, some SHIB community members that would like to, you know, partake or meet, you know, some of us, we'll be there. So
did you just say Vegas in March or May?
It's in May, I believe. Yeah, I'll get the dates correct, but I believe it's the first week of May. And she is, it's a major event, and she's going to be also a major speaker there. So cool stuff.
I love me some Las Vegas, baby. We got to get out there. You know, you let me know when that is, and we're going to shoot some videos live out there from a rooftop bar. Which one do you want to go to? We'll get it done.
Ooh, the Venetian's pretty nice.
I love the Venetian. Hey, have you been to Club Voodoo, you know, on top of Rio?
Not yet, no. We got to do that.
Awesome up there, man. Well, look, you have a beautiful night. Thank you for your time. Everybody, if you could do us one favor, hit the subscribe button, share this out, and we appreciate you all. Let's continue to grow, and I'm here for you. Enjoy the ride. We love you. Have a good night.
Good night.